Howdy lab partners, how's it going? Welcome to another hobby collab stream here with me, Zach, and Megan.
Yay!
And I'm going to turn things over to you, Meg, real
So
quick
fast.
here because you're kind of leading tonight's stream with something you saw on Instagram, one of our favorite follows on Instagram, El Miniaturista.
Yeah.
Who probably is in a lot of your Instagram feeds.
Yeah, you guys have probably seen what we're going to share tonight.
Yeah.
I had saved it a while ago, and I watch it on repeat quite a bit.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
So should we jump in?
We can jump in.
All right.
Let's pull up the El Miniaturista's post. Yeah, so this is what inspired tonight's episode. Look at how amazing this looks. I saw this and I was like, oh, this looks totally like something I can do. This looks like something anyone could do. He makes it look so easy. So what I'm interested in tonight are the sunken recesses. I've brought this up before. I want to do like that sunken glowing effect.
Yeah.
And I've heard from many people that it's difficult to achieve. You see this video, he makes it look so easy. It's amazing. If you're not already following El Miniaturista,
yeah,
go do that right now.
Yep.
It's amazing. Yeah. So we'll have to talk about what I did in 1 second, but I want to show you guys. Let's switch to this camera. This is the size. For those of you who aren't familiar with it's like an avatar, right?
Yeah, it's the avatar of Cain, his weapon. Then there it is.
This is how big that sword is. Like, these little runes on it, I wish our cameras were better because you can kind of see, it's a little blurry, but these are minuscule. Like, this is size, I want to say like 000 brush work happening.
Yeah.
This is the size of the runes, like the sunken runes I was working on today, and this was giving me a really hard time. Let's take a look. I did this 3 times today. 3 times, actually today and yesterday. So my first attempt, I was kind of focused on, okay, how can we do this during a stream without airbrushing? Because as you could tell in the video, it's very airbrush heavy. So I figured, okay, I'll start with the airbrushing of the white areas, the whitest whites. And I just like did everything. I did all the runes white and then moved on to filling the crevices. And, you know, no lessons were learned. When Saray was here, he was like, yep, you gotta gloss varnish before you do stuff like this so that it trickles the right way. And I was like, I didn't even think about it. So I didn't do that the first time around. And then I was also just dropping in straight titanium white ink. But then I came back and added some thinner to help it flow a little more smoothly.
Yeah.
And it did become a little more satisfying
you can
to watch that. You can tell, yeah. So that was the first thing I corrected. Then I did this. I was like, we can't airbrush on stream, so let's try dry brushing.
Sometimes you can substitute.
It's
not bad.
You know, maybe, but then
it's not bad, but it's not El Miniaturista.
It's not good. It is not good. I was like, this is not gonna work. And then I was like, let's glow up yellow from purple. No, this is just bad. Like, this is just bad.
Yeah.
And I was kind of freaking out yesterday. I was in hobby hang with some of you folks, and you might have seen me getting frustrated. I had to put it away because I couldn't do it anymore. I pulled it out again today. I was like, we're starting over. I painted it green and then I gloss varnished. And that helped a lot. So this part became more satisfying. And what's nice about the gloss varnish is wiping off the top when you make a mess. The size brush here I'm using is a 3 from Artist's Opus. And so I have a little more of this, but I did continue on with an airbrush after this to get the blue. We changed from purple glow to blue.
Yeah.
And
the purple was actually getting a little lost in the colors.
I was realizing that too.
That are the board is weirdly has a lot of hidden purple.
Yeah.
So to speak.
So the second time around, I actually felt pretty good. I was like, this is going much better. The blue is sort of reading as a glow. It's not perfect, but it's pretty close. And then, yeah, I added some edge highlights, which I think still work. I think we can still keep this step. Just at like the hottest hots, the whitest whites of this glow effect. But then I also started adding hots outside of the edge highlight. And I was like, I'm just going to keep trying this. I don't know if it's working, but I'm going to try to trust my fake process here. And you can see here how I'm like adding some whites on the tops of the runes. I do come back and correct this. You can really see here where I'm like, where the paint was left over that rune. I was like, this isn't looking good. And then I'm like, oh, I can correct this with a glaze. Like I can add blue back into the, yeah. This is one of these situations where it's like, I needed to just stop and walk away and come back and think about it. And I did that because I did this before my radiation appointment this morning. And then I came home and I was like, I got to do this again. Yeah. So attempt 3 is next.
But attempt 2, not too bad.
Attempt 2 was really close, but I was getting kind of sloppy. I was also stressed out because the stream was tonight and I was kind of rushing a little bit. So attempt 3, it was limited blue areas. And I tried not to mess around with the paint too much. Like the paint brushing part. Right. So the paint brushing aspect I'm leaving today just to the sunken recesses. And here I am, like, I'm like, oh God, I have to do this again. So I added some medium to the lid. And this is actually the secret of having a really satisfying video to watch. It's speeding it up. And that's so much better when you speed up. And then I got a little
splooge.
I got a little excited and had a splooge. Yeah, so I had to fix that. But basically what I've prepared for us today is this part. So it's a little better. The first one that I have done is not my finest work. Yeah. But it's terrain. So like, I was thinking this is the perfect thing to practice on because it's terrain. And if you mess it up, no one's really going to see it. Right. They're going to see it from far away. Right. So we're going to practice filling these runes. Yeah. It's hard to like keep going, persevering when you are like, I'm not feeling good about this. And I was like, well, I have to. Yeah. I don't have a choice.
Yeah, definitely. It's sort of like when people were like, people brag about remembering faces but not names. And it's like, yeah, everybody can do that.
Is that a brag?
I feel like people will be like, they won't remember someone's name and because they feel a little bad. They'll be like, sorry, I'm really good with faces. I don't remember names. And then I kind of wonder, like, what's the alternative? Like, you're just like driving your car at work and you're like, Jessica, who is that?
Who is Jessica?
I know this name.
It's like a philosophical question.
Yeah, it's like, I know the name, but I can't picture Jessica. Look towards the camera.
I just don't remember.
I don't remember
how to search
Jessica.
Anyways, tips for rainbow gradients.
Priming white is
priming white. I think also
or just like not necessarily priming white, but having the rainbow go over it.
If you want to do a gradient and you're not like taping off borders, give yourself extra overlap. Like, so if you really only want this much of your color to show, actually spread it out, and you're gonna end up overlapping your colors because it's either an airbrush or like you're glazing. And so you're going to want to blend if you're doing a gradient rather than harsh lines. So give yourself some overlap when you're splitting up your sections. Like you have to plan ahead for something like that and say like, okay, this color is going to go to here. This color is going to go to here. This color is going to go to here. But you really have to lay down extra. The same with like, what is it called? Like doing non-metal metallic or anytime you're like glazing up from one high value to a low value or whatever color. That's what I would say. Okay. Yeah. Anything from you? Anything to add, I should say?
I think like one of the things is that I would say that kind of goes along with Meg is plan out spatially your gradient, because you're going to find that your like you'll suddenly be in a point, and again, I'm literally thinking specifically about orange, although to be fair, this could help orange. You'll find that you're at a point where you do some red, and then you do orange, and then you go to do yellow, and you're like, you know what? The yellow's like running into almost like starting to hit the red. So you need to make sure you kind of have enough space to actually do the gradient, or the colors are going to go back one and start canceling out colors.
Did you just do that thing where like I explained it and then you explained the same thing, but better? There's a word for that.
Well, I was not listening to you at all because.
Oh, okay, cool. No, I just wanted to make sure. That doesn't count then, fam. Okay. That doesn't count.
I was doing this, and I was thinking...
They missed my reaction.
Everything you've ever heard about a garbage disposal is wrong. And then I was like, look up any food and see if it can go down to garbage disposal, and the answer will always be no.
It's always no.
It's always no.
Like, why the heck do we even have them?
The one to start with was, do eggshells actually sharpen the blades? Now, I called BS on this just conceptually. I was like,
don't look into it.
Blades don't get sharpened by
eggshells?
little particles flying around them for like a split second.
Really?
That's not how a blade ever gets sharpened. And then it was
You're kind of ruining this.
And then it was like, not only
mm-hmm.
does it not sharpen the blade, it's actually on the list of things you shouldn't put down a garbage disposal,
mm-hmm.
or eggshells. In general, I think the Lumineth probably make a lot of the best food.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt that question.
No, that's okay. However, yeah, like, I think probably ogres are the best at barbecue. I don't know. I doubt ogres are...
They were asking for Italian.
They were asking for pasta. I was going to say ogres also might be good at making pasta, but I don't think so.
How can they be good at anything? They just, like, eat...
They just eat.
Like, bodies, right? Like,
yeah, I don't even think they're good cooks.
Can they season? Like, do they even care?
I don't think they care.
If you can eat something like that, you probably aren't a good cook because your standards are so low.
Yeah. Yeah, it's clearly ogres. That's like their whole thing.
See, I don't think so. I think ogres would just ruin it. They probably wouldn't even salt it. Because most responsible people say nothing. You shouldn't put anything down a garbage... Why are we talking about a garbage disposal still?
Now, listen, folks.
Yep.
We like to give quizzes around here. And by we, I mean me.
Yes.
And I like to give quizzes to people to test their knowledge on things. And it's most exciting and fun to give quizzes to people who might not know, but maybe do. Maybe do. Okay, so... We're going to do a maybe do quiz. Maybe do Meg no thing.
What?
Quiz.
Is that what the quiz is called?
Yeah, maybe do no. Question
maybe
mark.
do no, Meg. I'm eyeing up D.
So yeah, Real Stonehenge won, Meg.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. Like, of course that's the best ruin out of the 4. Who wants to relive their relationship's past?
That was the second.
Apparently you people.
Yeah, it probably wasn't aliens, though.
Probably
You know
not.
what I was actually reading about? Lots of times to go to bed at night, I'll read about weird things on Wikipedia. And I was randomly reading about alien abduction stories last night.
Oh.
And
scary.
One of the things that has caused a sudden drop-off in alien abduction stories is...
They're not real.
Yeah, right. And one of the reasons that... they've dropped off from people saying that they're a thing, they believe is the prevalence of cameras on phones. Because it raises the burden of evidence.
No kidding.
Like, well,
that's funny.
So high. And there haven't really been, there have been very, very few. And instead, the more focus has shifted to, not surprised in our country anyway, suggesting that the military is capturing a lot of evidence of them and not sharing it with us. But the actual abduction stories have stopped, right? And it's like really interesting.
No, Stags, we're not serious.
It's really interesting to see how that kind of stuff will change because of technology, right? Like, nobody's been saying they've been getting abducted by aliens because they're like, did you use your phone? Did you get a picture?
Did you take a picture with the alien?
Yeah.
Although I guess if you're strapped to their table, you can't really get your phone out.
So, very excited for that. Meg, what's your big off-stream hobby project these days?
I don't have one yet.
You don't have one yet?
I did pull out my 12 years old. I did grab my...
Look at this message from Walmart Pharmacy.
This
or
has to be
Walgreens
John-
Pharmacy. Can
John
I order
Ricardo.
Zach's package directly? But
yes, the to answer the question,
what was the question?
well, Walgreens wants to order your package directly. And I'm not
I don't
willing.
know
I'm
what that
honestly
means.
not willing to part with it.
I don't know what any of this means.
So we're pretty much done. We've got like 10 whole minutes left of this stream. Actually 5. We like to end on the 5.
We like to end a little early.
We like to have fun. Have a beer afterwards.